allow you to do it?
Well, let me turn up the video.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Hi, Jerry.
Roger.
Bill, you were smart. You put a curtain behind you.
Yes, it's my little opium den, if you will. Cecil.
Yeah.
What's going
I'm
on?
here.
What's going on in Walker with the commandership?
We've got a new commander the other night. Our Dave Burns, our commander, has retired. He has, his wife has some serious health issues that are not getting better, it's getting worse.
Okay.
Okay.
No bad blood?
No. It's
Okay.
just that he can no longer, he has said that he no longer can handle the load.
Okay.
I coerced him into staying one more year last year when he wanted out.
Yeah. I
Our
understand.
new commander was a commander back in the 80s. Worked for Alliant Energy, and he was living in Madison, Wisconsin, but he has retired and moved back to Walker, so he's taking it over.
Okay. I like your mask, Jerry.
Thank you.
We can only see the top of your head, though. If you could lower your camera a little bit, we'd be able to see you better.
Well, I tell you, I'm having problems. I'm trying to get our audio on our TV, which I had done the other day, and I can't seem to get it on the TV today. Wait
Okay.
a minute. Maybe it's not turned up. No, it's turned up.
So I went in the there were a few people that had signed in on that. I don't have the ability to switch back and forth. Oh yeah, I do. I could do it on my phone. Okay. So I'll try to go in and check that room again. So the total number of people that I sent out invitations to is about 140. Two posts have talked to me about doing it at the post and having people come in. Sounds like Dyersville is going to pull the trigger on that one.
When
So
I did that,
I have a bunch there.
It did. Well, I wonder what happens if I leave computer audio.
Audio settings.
How's Mike down in Bluegrass?
Okay.
Doing good, thank you.
Good, good.
How about you?
Well, pretty good for an old guy.
Morning, Miss Bella.
Good morning, all.
Morning, Jeff. That's the one phone I can't silence.
Morning, Jeff and Bella. How are you?
I went the other day.
You know, I was just looking, would be nice if we could put our post number on our label there so we know who's what post.
Yeah. Ah, dang it. I know we had to.
I know we did.
I think in order to put the post on, the individual has to label it.
I think you're right, Bill.
Yeah.
That's what I went. It actually didn't give me a chance to do that.
Get that integrated or more. Hit more, yeah. Chat. No.
Okay, if I go to participants,
Oh, man. Got a call from my son Tim.
I wouldn't, and wasn't even concerned about it.
My son Tim.
What happens if I do this?
Hey, Stan.
I remember we had to go in and change it to the TV system,
Yeah.
but where did we do it?
It's-
Your hat's required, Roger.
No. If you have it, it's cool. If you don't, so be it.
I've got it.
It's up to you, man. I
If you don't
figured
have a
since
$5 fine to the Legion Legacy Run.
I'll have to see if it still fits.
the legacy a lot of money this year. But from what I understand, they've got so much built up that they've been trying to find more ways of giving it out.
That would be a wonderful problem to have.
Well, they've made talk about trying to take it before. They were going to try to put a bunch of it into Soldier's Wish, and I don't have any say. I'm a nobody, so I didn't really say over my dead body, but it came to mind.
George Buskirk, when he was national treasurer, was a extremely good steward of all of that money and invested it very wisely.
Yeah.
And it's a darn shame that he's not around anymore, but I hope whoever has taken over for him has learned very astutely how and can continue to keep it growing.
Yeah. Well, when they opened it to 50% disabled and above, that was a big move as well. It was easy to sell before, saying the children of the fallen, and grab somebody's heartstrings. If you then follow it up with, and some idiot that stood on a wheelie chair while trying to change a light bulb fell and hurt his back, and now he's 50% disabled, we'll give his kids it as well.
Yeah, that's not as. I'm
Roger,
not going to say.
Yes, Miss Bella.
if you would, down on the bottom of the screen, click participants.
I have that open.
Go ahead and then highlight your name.
Well, yep.
And then add to the end of Roger Norfolk your post, whatever your post number is.
The post that I'm at?
Right. See what we just did on ours? They
Yep.
wanted to be able to modify. If you just add it to your name, it'll appear on the screen.
I will do that.
Gentlemen, you can do the same as well if you'd like to.
Say that again, Bella, how to do that?
Down on the bottom, click participants. The screen will open up. It'll show a list. Find your name. Hit more. And just add it to your name.
Now, do I need to put Grand Poobah behind mine as well?
Yes.
I know I could stop at poo.
Loyal Order of the Water Buffalo.
With the secret handshake.
There you go.
As long as we're 6 feet apart.
I think we're about 16 miles, aren't we?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Jeff, you need to move over there.
It's your deal. Uh-oh, somebody is trying to sign in as owner. Got to figure out who this is.
Hey, Dale, we still got money?
Hey, Roger,
Yeah.
got any idea how I switched the audio from the computer to a TV?
No, I really
did
don't.
last week, but I can't seem to find it today.
Yeah, I yes. Okay, so next to speaker, there's an up pointing arrow.
Yep.
Click that, and it says select a speaker, and it gives me a couple options there. That's the only place I'd even guess.
Yeah, and that's where last week, that's where where it was. The TV showed up there, and I just clicked on it, and we went to the TV. Today it doesn't give me that option.
Oh.
Would it be share screen?
Find the TV system.
No, just Yeah, I don't know. You looking for speakers or for screen?
Roger, can I interrupt you? Dick Brees cannot sign in. It keeps giving him the password is invalid.
Okay.
He tried it a couple times, and then he was on the phone with.
He's probably signing in as owner.
I don't know. He was in the test room a little while ago and was okay.
Roger, he might be the one signing in as owner.
Well, he was in the other screen and it had his name on it, so his account should be named right. Here comes Commander Kessler. Let's see.
The other day, it was like the
Dale?
speaker and the TV showed up on there.
Yeah.
Let's try something. Switch off of our.
Oh, yeah. No. Oh, go ahead and read it. He gave it to me to read, so. You gotta be able to see it. Oh, you got your glasses on your head, buddy. Oh.
You want mute right here.
Steam up, right? I know that.
Top video is here. Share content or participants. I want to see participants. Oh.
That's your deal. I don't need. I don't need that.
As he speaks.
Catch audio.
Oh, the
Look at my speakers. It said disconnecting something.
If you got your audio, you're good to go.
We're starting to sound like that Progressive Insurance commercial where everybody's talking to people off the site. Unmute or mute people.
mute it. Any people can't hear you.
The idea. I don't know.
Hey, Roger, this is Commander Jim. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, sir.
My mic.
Okay.
Roger, are you just going to do an overall mute when you're talking?
Actually, I won't be able to do a mute all if I have some people that call in on telephones because they wouldn't be able to tell that that had happened.
Oh, okay.
So far, I don't have anybody on a phone that's dialed in. And the reason that was important to me is we have a lot of posts where they don't have any geeks. And so they would feel like they were being excluded if they did not have a way to participate.
I understand.
So they can call in.
Presentation, reduce our numbers as far as the places we go. And do the presentation. What do we cut?
Yeah, how do you keep it down to a minimum of 10?
Well, I'm not so much worried about the population because groups of 10, you put one over there, you put one over there, you put one back there someplace, and then they all have to stay 6 feet. Okay.
We're hearing all your conversations in the background. Either mute it or tell them to shh.
Okay, I'll shut my audio off. I'm trying to get our speaker to the TV, which
Well, the sound will still come to you. You just won't, it won't come to us. So you can still play with your speaker there. Yeah, I won't be able to hear you now because your speaker's off, but you're doing good. I'm going to quickly try to jump in on the other meeting on my phone and see if it will, see if there's anybody else that's gone to it. Here's our second outsider, Doc Phillips, coming in. Not that you're an outsider, Commander Kessler, but you're an outsider.
You forgot Stan.
Oh, yep.
Hi, Stan.
Morning, guys. Good morning.
Hey, Wayne,
Yes.
lower your camera a little bit so we can see more of you.
Why do you want to do that?
There you go.
Good morning, Polly.
Good morning.
Hey, Doc, you want to share whatever that is you got?
Just a good piece of burnt toast.
Never mind.
You probably just picked it up off the ground someplace.
No, I took it out of the dog's mouth. He was trying to fight me for it.
Adjutant Derner is joining us.
Does that mean we have to watch our?
Yeah.
No. There's Bob Barrage.
Yes. Things just getting started?
Not quite starting yet.
Okay.
Yeah, it does say 9 o'clock. It's just was expecting a few more people. So Stan, you're a vice commander, right?
Correct.
So I anticipate that there will be people joining us for the next 5 or 10 minutes as they sit down at the last minute and say, oh shit, this didn't work. So it may be that we'll be interrupted here or there as we go. I will try to just let them in, but as you know, most people come in unmuted, and so we may have some additional interruptions as we go. So if it's okay with everyone, I will give about another 4-minute delay for those that are initially scrambling to get in, and then I'll begin to set things up.
Roger.
Yes, sir.
Just for your information, we currently have a quorum. I've got everybody captured that
We
signed
currently
it,
have,
and we have a quorum.
okay. Nice door chimes. That was Chuck, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's my clock though.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's all right. So in the interim, while waiting for calls about, hey, I can't get in, excuse me for a moment, maybe I'll help one more person in.
Morning, Don.
Hey, Bill,
Yes.
you hear how Curtis is doing?
Pardon me? Pardon me?
You hear any more about Curtis, how he's doing?
He's supposed to be signing in here pretty quick. He fell last week and did not break any bones, but he had some deep bruises in his ribs and right arm.
Wow.
And then they last week they had to replace the stent that they put in his kidney.
Ouch.
Okay, so at this time, I'm going to just start talking about my recommended way that you use your Zoom. Across the bottom of your screen, if you're on a computer, you starts with mute and goes across to end. And across there are a bunch of buttons. One of them says participants. I'd like you to click on that and then move that up to the upper right-hand corner of your screen if it doesn't come up there. That way you can see all the participants and you can, kind of check, okay, who is it that's talking and stuff like that to the best of our abilities.
Leonard Ernst, where did you go?
He's still right there.
I'm here.
There you
Right
are.
up next,
Okay.
right up next to Mike Roger.
Yeah, you bounced around. You were in the center of the street.
Guys, let's go on with the meeting. It's nice that somebody moved, but right now I'm trying to get configured so we can go on. I will refrain from muting you, but if we get to where it's kind of hard to control, I'm going to mute all because currently I have no telephones that are trying to get in. So if you go across the bottom of your screen and you hit participants, you should get a list of the participants up on the right side. Just to the right of that, you'll see one that says chat. That should give you a chat window that you also can put there on the right side. That chat window is pretty good in case you wanted to send a message. Like if you wanted to say, hey, Roger, back the hell off. Okay, I would understand that. But that's the way we should try to communicate directly, just one-on-one stuff, all right? So the way we'll try to do this is I'm going to ask first if you have cell phones that you can mute. If you have your speaker on and your phone goes off, we would all be able to hear that, and we just soon have as few interruptions as we. This meeting could be a real challenge, but I don't think it's going to be for us. I think it's going to work along just fine. I may be a little draconian as I go about it, but please forgive me. It's just my idea of trying to run a meeting that doesn't last 3 hours when we have 30 minutes worth of topic to go. Okay? If you want to show a response to me, you'll see a button down there that says reactions. That reactions is where you can put, like on mine right now, I just did a thumbs up. We're not going to do a vote like that. If we do a vote, we'll do it by voice. Or in this case, we could probably do a show of hands because we have no telephones that are attached. So I'm going to let Bill just figure out how he wants to do that portion. Dyersville, I know, has several in a room. Is there anybody else out there who has several people at one location? Other than Jeff and Bella. Okay. All right. Anybody questions of me before we start out? Cool. This meeting will be recorded. There's two things that we may be able to do with it. If it's not too huge, we may be able to post it someplace where those who cannot be with us today could see it. Also, Bill can use it to make sure his minutes are accurate later on. Yep, and Mike Stalter had just put out, as probably all of you can see. Oh, me move back. That's going to be a tougher because it's hard for me to get farther back because all my place to set stuff's up here. And that was a note left in chat to me. And I got one person having trouble coming in. There will be some times that some screen sharing will go on. And so, unless there are questions now before we launch off, we'll get started. Any questions? And then there's underneath the participants, there's a raise hand. If you hit that, I'll be able to see that you've raised your hand. It'll notify me there in the participants listing. I've got one person that's having real trouble getting in, so you'll see me looking up in that direction a lot. So, ladies and gentlemen, the conference will come to order. Now we start doing some fun stuff.
Supposed to be able to see you.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
The one thing I can't do here is get up to my toolbar. Okay, pardon me. We'll all be learning as we go through this. Please stand. Colors being in place. Hand salute. 2. Chaplain Tyne has been having trouble getting into us. You aren't out there now, are you, Ron?
I'm here.
Who?
Ron Dirks is here.
Ron Tyne.
Oh.
He's our chaplain.
Okay.
If you'll forgive me then, I will just offer a quick invocation for our exercise. Dearest Lord, we ask that you guide us through this new adventure, that you help us in our deliberations, and you guide us and keep us safe from this virus we fight. Watch out for those who protect us, and in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Okay, we're almost ready to sit back down. A POW MIA emblem is displayed at all official meetings of the American Legion as a physical symbol of the thousands of American POWs, MIAs, still unaccounted for from all the wars and conflicts involving the United States of America. This is a reminder for all of us to spare no effort to secure the release of any American prisoners from captivity, the repatriation of the remains of those who died bravely in the defense of liberty, and a full accounting for those missing. Let us rededicate ourselves to this vital endeavor. Almost, guys. We're getting there. Okay, please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
One more and we've got it. Please cover. If you want to. Hats are not required. Bill, have you got the preamble?
I do.
Can you put it up, please?
I can't put it up on the screen. I can recite it.
Okay. Okay, please join me in reciting, or please lead us in reciting our preamble to the Constitution.
Would you like one person to recite it so we don't get echoes all over?
Why don't, Bill, you do it? The rest of us will not confuse the works.
Okay. For God and country, we associate ourselves together for the following purposes: to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States of America, to maintain law and order, to foster and perpetuate a 100% Americanism, to preserve the memories and incidents of our associations in all wards, to inculcate a sense of individual obligation to the community, state, and nation, to combat the autocracy of the classes and the masses, to make right the master of might, to promote peace and goodwill on earth, to safeguard and transmit to posterity the principles of justice, freedom, and democracy, to consecrate and sanctify our comradeship by our devotion to mutual helpfulness.
Please be seated.
Here. Got my name.
Okay, we have our first telephone in. The telephone number ends in 7926. Please identify yourself.
It's Tom Ryan,
All right.
District 8. I can't seem to get into your system here. I got a laptop that says video conference, but it's the code.
Oh, well, I don't think you get this far with, okay. Computer?
Right.
Okay. What Dick Hogan had to do yesterday from the attachment that I sent out is he had to copy the link and paste it in a browser, and then that let him in.
I've got to the point where it says live webcasting, video conferencing, Zoom free, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, okay. So we'll just, sorry, Tom, we'll just keep blasting along here.
Okay, I'm sorry about it. Got you.
No, you're good. Okay. The judge advocate, now I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody, except Tom, I'm going to unmute you then. Okay, at this time, Leonard, if you'd go ahead and give the rules of conference.
Good morning, everybody. This conference will be run according to the district constitution and bylaws of the 2nd District, and will also be governed by Robert's Rules of Order.
I will entertain a motion to adopt the conference rules. Okay, Richard Hogan has raised his hand. Is there a second?
Don Tilton, I'll second.
I'll take that as passed. Adjutant, if you'll do a roll call of post, please.
In post 190 here.
Bill, you'll have to unmute.
Post 421.
Post 259.
Okay.
Thanks, yours.
Post 6, Dubuque.
Post 137, Darsville.
Okay. We're not hearing him call the.
Because he's muted.
He's muted.
I understand. I did a mute all. I'm trying to unmute him as well.
Okay, he's unmuted now.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Can everybody hear me now?
You got it, Bill.
Okay, I am doing this a little bit different than we normally do in a face-to-face conference. I have tried to capture everybody when they came in, signed in. So let me do it this way. I'm going to go through county by county, and tell you who I've got. If anybody from that county is not mentioned, please let me know. For Lynn County, I have Roger Norfolk, Dick Hogan, Jeff and Bella Davis, Cecil Oldridge, Mike Etzel, Jeff Johnson, Bob Berridge, Lyle Anderson, Jerry Greenfield, and Ron Dirks. Who did I miss from Lynn County? Nobody? Okay, moving to Jones County, I have myself and Curtis Thornhill. Anybody else from Jones County? From Jackson County, I have Chuck Melton, Leonard Ernst, and John Pitlow from Bellevue. Anybody else from Jackson County? Okay, Dubuque County.
You broke up there, Bill. I didn't hear my name.
Who couldn't hear their name?
John Pitlow.
Okay, I've got Chuck Melton, Leonard Ernst, and John Pitlow from Bellevue. That's all I have from Jackson County. Anybody else?
Rob Robin. Can you hear me?
I can. That it? Okay, moving on to Dubuque County. I have Jerry Becker from Dyersville.
No voice.
Nick Lucy from Dubuque. Mike Weber from Cascade. Who else is here from Dubuque?
We got
Al Ratterman, 650 Epworth.
I gotta get into our Zoom and change your name off of there so I can log in with Ron.
You have me, Bill?
Okay, I heard Dale. Is Dick Breeze signed in?
Dick could not get signed in, no. He might,
Mute button.
at least I don't think he's on.
Do I have
Is that
any?
you?
Yeah.
Looking for it.
Do I have anybody else from Dubuque County?
Bill?
The mouse.
Yes.
From Darsville, I'll let the guys say their names, okay?
Good.
Jerry Manaman.
Okay.
Bob Potts. Don Overman.
Greg Wagner.
Okay. I got Greg Wagner. Who? Anybody else?
Did you get the rest of them, Bill?
I got Plotz, Overman, and Wagner.
You're even.
Okay, good to go.
You get Jerry Manaman?
Nope.
Well, you're too far away from the speaker.
Okay, moving on to Scott County. I have Don Arns, Mike Novak, Wayne Kraft, and Polly Graham. Anybody else from Scott?
Mike Salter.
Brian Mengler.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, Clinton County. I've got Don Tilton and Ron Mussman. Anybody else from Clinton County?
Bill, Ron Tyne just checked in.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Say my name, Ron.
Commander Norfolk.
Jackie's with me, so.
Jackie in the background.
Commander. In accordance with
County president, Ron.
So the people that are talking in the background, you're a little bit loud, so the rest of us are hearing you. If you're going to have a conversation, please mute.
Okay, Commander. In accordance with the Constitution, Article 4, Section 4, at least 4 of the 6 counties are represented by 2 or more members. A quorum is present to conduct business.
I now declare the 2020 Spring Conference of the American Legion of Iowa, 2nd District convened. This is not a bad turnout for us. During our fall conference at Ely, we had 41 attendees with 21 posts. We were kind of hoping we would have more. We've got 38 attendees, and we're going to have a few more than that for those that have more than one at the nodes. Now, we just had someone join who's identified as Galaxy S9, and all I seem to see is some wood in the background. Can you identify yourself, please? Okay. Well, maybe somebody will get in the picture frame and we'll identify them. The minutes of the 2nd District of the Fall Conference were included in the packet that was sent to all the posts. It's also online. If you have not been to our 2nd District site, you'll be surprised what things are there. I'm going to take it aside for a moment and share with you some of those things that are on that site. So in the messages, you were sent the packet. The agenda is here. The reports are here. The Constitution and bylaws are here. Also, Don yesterday put up something. I've recorded a Memorial Day message. Walcott had asked me to speak there. I said if something, do a message. So if you wanted to use my Memorial Day message, this link will take you to it. It's a huge file, so if you use it from the link, it will just make things a little easier for you. So the report for this conference has the minutes in it there. We should have opportunity to have read those by now. So has anyone got any additions or corrections to the minutes? If not, the minutes from our last meeting will stand as published. At this time, I'd like to introduce our guests. Department Commander James Kessler is on with us.
Greetings.
We've got District 8. Tom Ryan is on the phone with us.
Greetings and salutations.
And then Pat Phillips is on there from, what district is that, Pat?
That would be your favorite 6th district, the lead of the Legion membership. Thank you. Hi, everybody.
And then we've got, did you leave? Oh, there's Stan Merrill. Stan?
Greetings from
So Stan's one of our department vice commanders. And Dick Hogan we should identify separately because he's also kind of special. Dick, you still, yeah, he's just waving at us. So Dick's also the vice commander for our area. For my guests, if any of you will have to drop out soon, would you like to make an address now or would you like to wait towards the end of the conference? If anybody would like to now, go ahead and unmute and talk to me.
Mr. Commander, I'll wait till the end.
Okay.
Roger.
And I missed that John Durner was with us. What'd you say,
Good morning. I really don't have anything to address you with because I think Bill sent out copies of the report. I believe it was also on the website. I would just entertain any questions. If anyone has any questions of me, I can certainly do that now. I will probably be signing out early because as you can see, I got some help this morning. that's why you haven't seen me on camera and my mic's been muted.
Thank you, John. Are there any other guests that I missed? Okay. So this is a new format for a conference. We all know that in a physical conference, the morning session's been taken up by listening to committee reports read to us. Today, we'll trust that you can and will read those reports and may refer to them, but will not read them. The conference pack was assembled by Adjutant Goodman and emailed to all the posts. They're also online on the district website. I want to take you to a minute to one that I think is important. And it's not because he's on with us that I want to do that. But I found that John's report had a lot of good stuff in it. The convention canceled, the national convention canceled, other meetings canceled, talking about the parking lot at post headquarters or department headquarters, leadership school postponed. And I think, John, don't we have dates set for that now for September 8th through 11th?
That is correct. Those dates have been set. We're just waiting for approval of the DEC next week to make it final, because at the DEC meeting, the DEC voted to do it virtually. And when the leadership committee met, they decided to do otherwise. And so we'll need to get that approval from the DEC, since the DEC had made a different decision. But it's tentatively scheduled for September 11, 12, and 13th, I believe it is.
Thank you. So as you see, there's a lot of really good stuff in this report. And he talks about some things we're going to keep talking, consolidated post reports through the day, oratorical contest. There's a lot of good stuff. So I do recommend that you go and actually look through those things in the packet. That's what we normally spend the morning having read to us. We'll not do it quite the same way today. What I'd like to do now is ask the finance officer, Dale Ratterman, to give us a quick financial report.
Okay, share some screens here. Okay, here's what we have here is the financial report, second district, revised a few days ago. The checking account as of September 8th is $2,858.60. The income since then has been $5,758.10, and our expenses $2,714.56, which gives us an ending balance of $5,902.20. Now, part of that, at one of the finance committee meetings, what we did, we closed out the investment funds that were in Minneapolis and put it in CDs at F&M Bank in Anamosa. When we did that, we set up two CDs, an 18-month CD, no penalty, so if we need to take money out, we can, and the other is a 3-year. The 18-month has $12,000, $37,724.93. Not just a side note, when we left RBC investment, the investment amount that we had on September 8th of 2019 was $51,858.76. When we closed it, we got back $51,727.01. And during that period of time, we lost $131.75. Now, when we invested that money in CDs, we left out $2,000 because there was a tentative motion made to give $1,000 each to Boys State and to the Department of American Legion. and that needs to be voted on. And that money is in the checking account. So of the 5,902, 2,000 of that is either going to go back into CDs or will be expended based on this meeting. And as far as the budget, does anybody have questions on the budget? You can see it if I'm scrolling too fast. That's what it is at this time. Another thing that should be brought up in October, well, these are when the checks got put in the F&M bank. We had $54, which was from the Colonel's baseball game from Post 137 Dyersville, $200. And that was added to the baseball budget. And then, again, I have the note there from RBC. And basically $1,000 each to American Legion Foundation and Boys State. Does anybody have any questions?
I do. No questions, but prior to making a motion to approve your report, I would like to make a motion that we donate $1,000 to the American Legion of Iowa Foundation and $1,000 to the Department of Iowa Boys State.
I'll second that. Michael Novak, Post 26. Post 26.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Discussion? So I'm going to ask that you unshare, Dale, so I can see if anybody raises their hand in the thing. I have a hand up from John Pitlow, but John, you've had it up for a little bit. Is it pertaining to this vote on the floor, or is it something else?
That was actually a second, but I'll raise a hand on this one also.
Okay. For something you want to say?
No.
Okay. Mike Salter, I see you've got your hand up.
You want to talk?
Greg? Yeah. He does.
Okay, now I'm not asking you to put your hand up for a vote. We'll do that a little differently, guys. Hand up is you want to talk. So if you're not wanting to talk.
You got one there?
Yeah, you're up.
Okay. No, lower hand.
Is there anyone that wants to discuss the motion on the floor?
Yeah. Okay, Greg Wagner, Post 137.
Okay.
The $1,000 going to department. Are we putting a project on that, or is it going to general fund?
No, it's going to the Department of Iowa Foundation.
One is to the foundation and one was to the Department of Iowa.
No, the other one was to the Department of Iowa Boys State.
Okay, all right. I didn't catch the Boys State.
Very good, thank you. Is there any other discussion? Now I'm going to call for a vote in the negative. If you'll raise your hand up or raise the hand up on virtually, I'm looking for people that do not agree with the motion on the floor.
Anybody don't agree?
Seeing no signals, motion passed. Thank you, Dale.
You're welcome.
Commander.
Sorry?
Commander.
Yes, sir.
I would now like to make a motion that the finance report be approved as reported, as received.
Second.
Who's second?
Dick Hogan.
Who's second? I'm sorry, who made the second on that motion?
Dick Hogan.
Thank you.
Okay. Jerry Becker, you have your hand up?
No,
Jerry?
I was just trying to second.
Okay. Yep. Cool. And then, John, if you'll put your hand down, I'm going to go ahead and put your hands down, guys. I can from my station. I will look for that when you want to speak. So thank you. I'll now speak to the district endorsements. We have an endorsement from Leonard Ernst for Assistant National Executive Committeeman. Now, we recognize that all of those positions have been frozen for this year, but having it in hand, we might as well go ahead and approve that and keep it in motion and just have it up there. Because as long as he can stay alive, I'm sure he's going to continue to do that. That about right, Leonard?
That's right. And like I said on that one, we're a year ahead anyway, because that election does not take place until next year's summer convention. And the reason it's in now is because you have to campaign for the position.
Very good. Would anyone like to propose that we endorse this Yahoo?
Make a motion that we approve Leonard for that position.
I'll second
Second
Michael
motion.
Novak.
So Mike Novak gave a second. I will entertain any discussion, but I don't think we probably have any. Leonard's a very solid member of our crotchety old fart, but he is a very solid member.
I'm younger than most of you.
So I once again will ask in a negative sense, is there anyone that objects to that? And you can show by raising your hand up like I've got mine in front of my camera. Any way that you'd like to, let me know if you have an objection to us endorsing Leonard for Assistant National Executive Committeeman.
Alternate national.
Alternate. Seeing none, motion passed. Second part of this just kind of sounds weird. I'm supposed to address that I'm nominated to be the district commander again. He already got me.
Second.
Promotion nomination cease.
I hear the
favor, raise your
training
hand.
coming.
I move we cast a unanimous ballot.
You know what, guys? I will be honored to do this another round. Okay, so at this time, we're going to hear from some of the committee chairmen. Now, I'm going to go ahead and mute all, because there is a lot of very, not loud talk, but enough that it's coming through here. So I'm going to mute all, and then I will put Tom back on, since he's the only one we got on a phone. I'm sorry? All right, I got to find Tom on my list. District 8. Muted. So now, I've asked that they don't read the reports, but they just tell me anything that they want to have in addition to that. And if they have none, should so speak. District Liaison Committee, Bill Goodman. Okay.
John Pitlow from Bellevue and Curtis Thornhill from Wyoming. I don't have any changes since that report was put out. There are no further candidates for department or national office other than the recent one for Leonard, who is vying for a position as alternate NEC. I am pleased, however, and I want to state that a number of district personnel stepped up to serve on the district staff, and I'm very pleased with that. Very pleased. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. 5th grade flag essay contest, Don Thilken. Is Don on with us? Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Yep. Got anything you'd like to add to your report?
Just the fact that since we couldn't meet in person, I mailed everything out for the first and second place. I mailed the flag, the certificate, and the check. And the next 4, I mailed a certificate and a check. And the remaining 13, I sent a participation certificate to all those. And if they haven't noticed, in the district report, there was 2 photographs of first and second place. We didn't meet. I just had them send it to me.
Very good. Any questions of Don for 5th grade flag essay? Very cool. Ron Tyne, I know that I've seen you trying to get on. Did you make it?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Would you like to add anything to the oratorical report that you've written?
The only thing I've got to add is I'd like to thank Don Telchin. He'll be taking over as oratorical chair next year. My understanding, right, Roger?
Correct. Don's giving a thumbs up, so we're good to hook. Thank you, Ron. Baseball, Mike Weber.
Reports in there. There was a question about money being refunded for the teams that paid for their insurance and registration. Mike Gill informed me that they have been contacted to where this, so that is in progress of being done.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Thank you. So merit awards, as you know, the last couple meetings has been a very intense discussion for us. And actually there were several people that came online saying, well, you know, we just can't let this fail, and would say they would pick it up. But we've got a volunteer now. Pardon me. Polly Graham. And Polly was on here a little bit ago. Polly, am I just not seeing you now? There you are. So Polly Graham is our new chairman for our merit awards. And Polly, we're welcome you, and we'll give you all the support we can. I doubt that you have a report to give quite yet. Do you have anything you'd like to add?
She's muted.
Yeah, I did a mute all just a little bit ago. There you go, Polly.
Oh, okay. Yes, thank you. And the only report I have is that I did receive the update list from Bill Goodman this morning. So I think I'm good to get started.
Cool. Well, thank you for picking up for this. It's very important for us to keep supporting our kids. Okay.
Great.
Golf committee, Ron, are you with us here? Ron Dempewolf? Ron has a part in our packet as well. And Bill, it's still on, isn't it?
Yeah, this is Leonard. We're still good to go on it. There's a application there in the packet. So I thought Ron would be on here today, but I don't see him.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other committee chairs that would like to add anything? Very good. Boy Scouts, Don Watson, are you on? Okay, Don has asked to step down from being chairman of Boy Scouts. Do we have anyone here that would like to step up to volunteer for that, or do you know of someone that you think might like to have that position? And remember, you're muted, so unmute before you talk to me. Curtis, are you talking to me, Curtis? Because I'm not hearing anything yet. I'll unmute you.
No.
Oh, okay, wave off. Got it. Okay, so we don't have any volunteers yet for Boy Scouts. If you do come up with someone that you think would be a good candidate, please forward their name and I will get in contact with them.
Roger?
Yes.
Greg Wagner here. We've got a gentleman that was Scouter of the Year a couple of years ago, and along with his wife was also Scouter of the Year for the department. I'm gonna ask them if they would be interested in co-chairing that together.
Okay.
And I'll get back to you on that, this week.
Thank you. All right. At this time, I will entertain a motion to receive and file all of the district reports.
So moved.
Ron Hine.
And seconded by Bella Davis.
Correct.
Okay, once again, I'll do a negative vote. If you have any objection to it, please wave your hand. All right, motion passed. At this time, we'll cover new business. I've got to start off by saying that Second District is like most other districts. We do some things good, we do some things bad. There's some things we need more attention on. There was a message that was sent out before that I don't think we got a reply on what things we had missed. There was a blast that came up from department that said that that there were many posts that hadn't put in their post data forms. Well, at district level, we don't have a very good observation of that. So I'm going to assume that everybody did get in their post data forms. And if not, check up on it and see if you can't make things happen. Consolidated post reports on 15 June. I would really like to have the Second District be the first district that recent memory has that everybody turned one in. It can just have, yep, there's 4 of us, like one of our posts have, and we take care of the cemetery, and we put in about 40 hours a week in cleaning up the cemetery. Thank you for your attention, and goes on. That's a good, solid, consolidated post report. But I can't think of any excuse why we would not have consolidated post reports from everybody. Questions on that little blast? Yes, Bill.
As of this morning, 14 posts have submitted theirs.
Very good. Okay. The next thing will probably be one of the difficult things for this morning. We're going to go through the suggested changes to the Constitution and bylaws. Give me just a moment to get set to that. And come back and share screen. Now, a lot of these changes are just cleaning house, but we're going to go through and address them. This packet was sent out to everybody 90 days ago, I believe. So here we go. In the Articles of Constitution that were required by our lending institutions, we found that we had our name down in different ways. Here, we have struck through the name of the organization shall be the Second District to say the name of this organization shall be the American Legion of Iowa Second District. Wherever the names appear as Second District, or a Second District, the American Legion of Iowa, references to the same organization. So at least in our Constitution, we're saying you can call us more than one thing. We changed mid-year to midwinter in Section 2 of Article 3. We added or email in Section 3 of Article 3. Now this one has had some debate and discussion around. In our Constitution, it says that each county will get one slot for the national delegate at convention. We've got 6 counties. We're at 6,600 people as our goal. 6,600. We still only get 6 slots. So all of those would go 1 per county. And unless the district commander was selected by his county, we wouldn't even have the district commander as a delegate. I have been on a national committee for about 9 years, and a good portion of the time I've been an alternate because it's not required for me to be a delegate there. But I know for some people it makes a difference. The change in this, in striking out those and the suggested alternatives here, would allow us to, at a meeting such as this, say, and hopefully be face to face, to say, okay, Jones County, who is your nominee? And come up with it, because we don't have a county organization in Jones. If we have a county organization like we do in Lynn, it should be from their meetings that they send forward their name of their delegate. So we're striking out this where it says the remaining delegates based on total membership of the previous year will be allotted one to each county. Any county not fulfilling their responsibility of nominating a delegate shall forfeit their opportunity, and that delegate slot shall be offered to the county with the highest membership of the previous year. If 2 counties do not nominate, the opportunities shall go to the top 2 counties by membership in the previous year. This shall continue until all delegate positions are filled. That's really not a very fair thing in depending on that, unless you're going percentage, because Lynn County's got 15 posts. So they'd be higher in just numbers of people. This way we at least have a discussion. Any county having a county organization is allowed to elect 1 delegate. The Legionnaires from within their respective county will elect national delegates. And change Legionnaires from in their respective county will elect national delegates. Any delegate slots not filled by a county will be filled based on nominations and a vote of the members present at the district spring conference. Nominations made during the district spring conference can come from any county within the district. Leonard Ernst had said before that he really thought he'd like to be a delegate. So it would be in this mode here today, where if we had a slot not committed, Leonard could get up and say, hey, I'd really like to go, and probably that would work. Before I continue on, is there any questions or comments that you'd like to make on this one? If so, just unmute and talk to me.
Hey, Roger, this is Leonard.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way I'm reading that there on B, it says any county having a county organization. Well, in Jackson County, we do not have a county organization. Are we still entitled to 1 delegate or not?
Yes, and that's this part down here, where any delegate slots not filled by a county will be filled based on nominations and vote here at the spring conference. So yes.
But it still reads confusing. I mean, then under Part C, it should state, or somewhere it should state that every county is eligible for a delegate.
Well, it depends on if we stay up over 6,000 or not. We don't get a count by that. It's just by how many members we've got.
Oh, okay, okay.
So if we had 7 counties, we would still only get 6 delegates. That make sense?
Okay, I understand that.
Okay.
And John Durner, I was wondering, at one time weren't the district commanders slots or delegate slots provided by the department or not?
Sorry, I was trying to unmute there.
Don, can you speak to that?
Well, I could speak to that. The district commanders are not automatic delegates. The department has 5 at-large, and those at-large are determined. It's the outgoing department commander is the delegation chairman. The department adjutant is the delegation secretary. The current department commander is the other delegate at large. And then the service officer and the finance officer are typically appointed by the DEC to serve as the other 2 delegates at large. So that takes care of our 5 at large. Then the only other one we are guaranteed is the National Executive Committee member. He is by nature of his position, and then the alternate is by nature of the position, alternate delegate. So, and then the only other one we would get would be past National Commander Rabine as a delegate, as a past National Commander. So those are the only ones signed by the department.
Hey, Roger?
Yes.
Hi, it's Don Arns. There are 5 alternates as well, John, right? And that's the 5 department vice commanders.
That is correct.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that was clear, or right. But then to speak, if I can speak to Leonard's question about whether Jackson or whoever's got delegates, the problem we're running into is the delegates for each level, just like they are at a post going to the department convention, are elected by their membership. If Jackson County, as the example, is not meeting and they don't meet, how can they elect their delegate? But that's the point then. The counties that actually meet elect their delegate. And if they don't choose to elect anybody, that's fine. But then any additional slots of our 6 at this point, those are then elected during the conference by whoever's there or whatever names are submitted.
Okay, any other discussion on this point?
Yes, I would like to say one thing, Roger.
I would like to say one thing, Roger.
For those attendees this morning who do not understand this, anyone can attend the national convention. Delegates are the only ones who can vote. So this is not a restriction on who and who cannot attend the national convention. It's merely assigning delegates who cast votes. I just wanted to say that so everybody in the forum here understood that.
Very good. Also, those votes are normally done in a block by the state. So inside the delegates, they get together and have a discussion on how, if they wanted to split their votes between 2 candidates or whatever, or on an issue, it's still just one voice that speaks from the state after those delegates have gotten together and talked. Okay, slithering right along. This one will make a difference in us here today if we vote this in. Our officers. Currently, we have been electing the Sergeant at Arms, Finance Officer, and Chaplain, and in most organizations, those are appointed. So we're going to move like everybody else and do those as appointed. And where it says the district commander shall fill all the vacancies within 30 days, well, I'll give it my best shot, but unless you get volunteers, you're not going to get there. Okay. I'm going to read this one through, pardon me. The general fund shall be utilized to finance the current and annual operations, committees, projects, and other activities of the district. Any amounts in the general fund not expended in any year shall remain in the general fund and shall be subject to being expended by the succeeding administration. At the first regular meeting of the district finance committee, following the election of the district commander, the finance committee will begin formulating a budget for the subsequent year. Said budget so determined shall be submitted to the membership of the district at the following fall conference, who shall approve and amend any such budget. Any amendments to the budget as presented to the general membership shall be approved by a 2/3 vote of the general membership present. The budget as presented or amended shall require the approval of a majority of the members present at such meeting. And the said meeting shall not be adjourned until an annual operating budget has been approved, unlike Congress does. So, anybody got a question on that one? Or is that just gobbledygook where you say, yeah, we'll get it done? Okay, I can't see the screen while I'm sharing, so if there is something you need to unmute and just tell me if you got something you need on that one. Hearing nothing, I will continue. This one is just the beginnings of what's coming. No one saw this pandemic coming, and how we react to it is going to be winging it at times. In the event, Congress of the United States shall amend the eligibility, like they just did with the Legion Act. Eligibility clause, the act creating the American Legion. This Constitution shall be amended in conformance therewith, but subject to all constitutions in this Constitution contained. So if they change the rules again, we're going to be in compliance with it until we can get our documents caught up. Bylaws will be reviewed by the judge advocate upon his/her assumption of office each year. The judge advocate will present a report of his/her findings at the fall conference. Here, I believe it said,
Roger,
yes, sir. Yes, Bill.
section 4. That, the second word, bylaws. Should that be changed to constitution? Because that same sentence is down at the bottom of the bylaws.
Yeah, Roger, it should be.
Yeah.
My mistake. I'll fix it.
Okay, so noted. Thank you, sir. Eligibility for office, the nominations forms. We used to have where each vice commander was going to do that, I believe. For members who wish to seek election or re-election to a district, and I don't believe commander was there, or department office should complete the officer nomination and candidate endorsement forms like we've got on Leonard. This one just says for the commander, so we wouldn't need to have the vice commanders to go through having their posts in their county, endorse them to get them up to this level. Is that said correctly, Bill?
Correct.
Okay. Bond to the finance officer. This just kicked it up from 5,000 to 65,000. A written report of the annual audit. Interest received. Interest and dividends received from investments shall be used for children and youth programs not already budgeted. Changed to all interest and or dividends received from investments shall be used at the discretion of the district executive committee upon advisement from the district finance committee. That just makes good sense for us. Dissolution. Now we're hoping that there won't be a district dissolution, but I guess it could happen. And there have been some issues that came up with a post that didn't have such things put in. So in the event the district would dissolve, distribution of assets will be in accordance with the provisions of Article 6 of the Articles of Incorporation. Hitting the legal thresholds. And now the numbers have changed since we've added one in. The bylaws will be reviewed by the judge advocate. And before we saw that was there when we had it again. This is correct. The other one was changed. And it's saying that we've approved it here. So now I'm going to unshare so that I can see a little bit better. Okay. And I'm not seeing, I have been given some alerts that there were people wanting to join us. I'm not finding that right now. Okay, so there were some people trying to join us that I wasn't quick enough to get to because I couldn't do it while we were in share screen. Having seen the proposed changes to the Constitution and bylaws of our organization, there's one thing I want to add that's not obvious to everyone, and that is the DOS, the operating instructions. Not everyone uses that. When I came in, when I came in from Marion and people said, well, the DOS, I didn't know what they were talking about. And of course I have closed those out. So the Department of operating structure tells us how to do our jobs. It's kind of like the bylaws on steroids. It's got budget amounts into it and stuff. If you're not familiar with that, that's a really good thing to learn more about what the district does, how they go about it.
Roger,
Yes, sir.
do you mean district operating structure?
Am I saying department?
Yep.
Okay, yes. The department uses the same thing. It's our district one. It would help to know a lot more, a lot more things. Doc, if you can tell Randy to try again, I will let him in. Okay, so having gone that far with our changes to the bylaws, As we have done with the previous couple votes, I will react to shows. Is there anybody who objects to the changes to the Constitution and bylaws?
Comrade Commander,
I'm sorry?
Comrade Commander, do we need to have a motion in place first?
Probably.
Roger,
Yes, sir.
just a question. Do we need a section in the Constitution to address the situation like we have now?
We don't want to wait till then. Currently, department has the lead to get theirs changed, and then we'll take their wording and go from it. So to put these changes off for however long that's going to take would not be logical. So yes, we will need to have more changes addressing this, but no, at this time, not, sir.
Okay.
Any other?
I
Yes, sir.
I too have noted some other minor changes to it. However, it requires 45 days notice. And these other changes that I've noted have occurred since the document was sent out. So it'll have to wait till next year.
Yeah. Very good. Okay, do I have a motion to accept the,
Roger? Greg Wagner here.
okay,
Okay, as of this year then, since the department, their DEC meeting, they had a resolution as far as keeping the same officers through next year. Now, this here is going to, is it somewhat of a snowball effect that the district follows department and post follow district? Or can a post still nominate and elect officers?
okay, very good. Now, John's got his hand up, but John, if you don't mind, I will answer that first question. And there's somebody that's not muted that's causing a feedback loop. If it we'll have to start again. Polly, it looks like yours is the one that's doing a bounce back at me. So the national said we're going to keep everybody in place. State said we're going to keep everybody in place. No one has said districts you have to. So like Doc will be replaced, Tom will be replaced, both of those district commanders at the end of their cycles here. Post commanders can replace, and I will address the timing on that when we get a little bit farther along in our meeting today. But very good question, Greg. Did that answer it for you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You gotta watch it.
So do we have a motion yet? Did anybody make the motion to accept the changes to the Constitution bylaws? I don't think it's actually been made yet.
Motion to accept.
So moved.
Okay, so I caught that Bella started, and Bill, did you second?
Ron, second. Close to 98.
Who set the motion and who seconded?
Bill, Ron from post 298, second.
Carmella, Dave,
Bella, you made the motion?
what do I put in motion?
Okay, very good. Thank you.
We've been discussing kind of in a circle here. Is there any further discussion on the changes to the district constitution bylaws? John Pitlow, yes, sir. I'm not sure if you're muted, John. I'm not hearing you. I'm going to unmute you from here. Go ahead, John.
Hey, I'm wondering if that issue that Don Arns brought up about counties voting their delegates and not having a county organization, has that been adequately addressed, Don?
I think it has. Like I said, in all of the different levels, whether we're talking post delegates to the department convention or whatever, we've said that the members must, or the members elect their delegates. And however they do that, the members at whatever level elect them. That change to the Constitution was written the way it was because we only have 3 out of the 6 counties that have an organization, they're the only one, the ones that do are the only ones that could elect their delegate to the national convention. That doesn't stop any other county from having a delegate. It's just they would be designated and then elected at the district conference.
But being if there's no county organization, they could not elect their delegates at all. It'd have to come from the floor at a second district meeting.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay.
At the spring conference.
Okay, any further discussion on the changes to the Constitution and bylaws?
Roger,
Yes.
going back to what Don was saying, Scott County does not have a county commander. It is a rolling commander. When they have their meetings, the host becomes the county commander for that meeting.
Yes.
So could they not still have the elections?
Yes. As long as the county gets together and elects their person. And if that county doesn't have an organization, then it would fall to this at the spring conference. And at the spring conference, we could then say, okay, so Jones County, who is your representative? And then the guys there from Jones might say, hey, Tommy's here, or Bill wants to go, or something like that. So that's the level that would then answer that one. Does that answer your question? Okay. Any other questions or discussion? I will call for the vote. Again, we'll do it by a negative vote. So if you do not concur with the changes in the Constitution and bylaws, please signify either with the electronic hand or your hand in front of your camera so I can catch that. I've got to switch screens where I can see the rest of the people here. Seeing none, the changes to our Constitution and bylaws are passed. Whew. All right. Got that. Okay, so we'll now continue with our election of district officers and appointments for committee members for 2020-2021. There are some changes and some people that are here with us today, and I'm glad you are so that you can say whether or not that you take this. Currently, we only have one person.
Roger.
I'm sorry?
Roger, this is Leonard. My thing, it says you got the host on there. Is that first or are we skipping?
I missed that line there. Solicitation for the spring conference. Is that what you're asking, or?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, okay, I missed that one. Yep. So we're looking for someone who would like to sponsor the 2021 spring conference, and we'll really hope that we got this down. Now, I remember Ron Tyne, didn't you say something about that at our fall conference? Let me unmute you.
Looking at Marion hosting it.
Well, look at here.
Yeah, as long as yes. I guess.
This is Chuck Melton. Seeing that we missed the hosting duties this year because of COVID, we would be more than happy to host it next year, the spring conference at Post 273.
That's Bellevue, right?
That's correct.
You won't keep that beer I gave you until then, will you?
It'll be cold and it'll be fresh.
So the beer that was left over from
beer, let's go there.
Okay, so 298 would like to back down from that. Bellevue would like to pick up next spring from missing the one that we would have been doing today.
Do they guarantee ice cream, Leonard?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going out and buy it right after today's meeting.
All right, I make that motion.
Put that minion picture back on your screen. It's a lot better.
All
right. So I don't believe that this requires a vote in our case. We have a volunteer for Post 273, Bellevue, to host our spring conference. And the fall conference, unless I'm mistaken, is Mike Novak. Is that still on, Mike?
First I've heard of it, but sure, why not? We'll do it.
I thought at the fall conference that you had said that. Am I remembering wrong?
I was not there, but one of my people who was there probably did that and either told me and my old brain cells forgot, or I didn't hear about it. But no, Post 26 will be more than happy to host the fall conference for 2020.
Okay, Bill, you're my brain power on this one. Does that match up? Was it there that it?
Yes, that is further on in the script, and we need to vote on that.
Okay.
I'm making a motion that we accept Post 26's offer to host the fall conference this year.
What are the dates, Bill?
Pardon me?
What were the dates for the fall conference?
There is none set yet.
Ah. Open-ended.
This is just for the location.
Okay.
Mike will have to work that and get the word out.
Can do.
I'll second that if you need a second.
Thank you, John.
Same way, negative vote. Anybody not agree with that motion? So moved. All right.
Question, Comrade Commander.
Yes.
Is there a general time frame when the fall conference is usually held?
There is.
Second week of whatever.
Yeah, what we should do, Mike, is it'd be a longer discussion offline because a lot of it's due to what your capabilities are. So you pretty much get the chance to say, this is when I can do it. And then if you've got events town where your motels would be filled up, you also would be, checking those things out. So we don't set that one, we work with you.
Roger that, will do.
Okay. Okay. Now to the election of our district officers. We have 7 positions that are elected. Currently, we have myself down for district commander, Don Arns, vice commander for Clinton and Scott counties, Dick Breeze for the vice commander for Dubuque and Jackson, and Jeff Johnson for vice commander for Jones and Lynn. So I'm going to ask each of you if you will still accept that. Don, do you still accept? I still see you as, okay, Don gave a thumbs up on the screen. Dick, you in for that?
Yes.
Okay. And Jeff, you still in?
I accept.
Thank you. We have an open position now for the liaison committee for the term of 2020 to 2023. Is there anyone that would like to volunteer to take that role?
Roger, can you explain what that position is a little bit, please?
Well, Bill, since it's your position that's coming up, I'll allow you to do that one.
Okay, Bella, that is the liaison committee members serve a 3-year term. And in a nutshell, the purpose of the liaison committee is to solicit and seek out people who would like to serve at the district, department, and national level. And report that to the department liaison committee. I'm currently the chair of that committee. You can read my report in the report packet to get a little bit of a flavor of it. And then if you serve 1 year and then the 2nd year and then the 3rd year on the committee, you're the chair of it. And I'm finishing up my 3rd year as the chair, and I will drop off this year. Curtis Thornhill from Wyoming will become the chairman. And John Pitlow will also be on the committee. But we need to fill one vacancy. Can you see the screen that Roger's put up now?
Yes.
Okay. So are there any volunteers for the position of liaison committee?
I'll take it. It's a slow time in the year for me.
Okay. Is there anyone else who would like to volunteer for that? Okay, then we will accept Ron as running for the position of liaison committee with a term of 2020 to 2023. The audit committee, I see Larry Kepler from Walcott Post 548. I don't think I've seen Larry on with us.
Larry is not on with us, but can Brian speak to that?
Yeah.
Brian Mingler still on?
I'm not seeing him in the list.
He's at the bottom of page 2.
Yep, I see him.
Is he muted?
It doesn't show him as being muted, no.
Okay.
No. Yep, I don't think I send electronic message to the chair option here as host. So have you had contact with Larry on that position, Bill?
Not for some time, no.
Okay.
It's been back in September around the time we were doing the audit. And from what I understand, he was willing to serve on the committee.
Okay. I don't think we have a way to tentatively elect somebody and then come back to that, is there?
I think we can vote to elect him, and if he so chooses not to serve, then it becomes vacant.
Very good. And then the convention place position that Dick Hogan has been filling, his term expires. He has volunteered to do it again. Is that still correct, Dick? He's waving his hand. So I believe that is so. So our vote right now would be myself for commander, Don Arns for vice commander for Clinton and Scott, Dick Breeze for vice commander Dubuque and Jackson, Jeff Johnson for vice commander for Jones and Lynn, Ron Tyne for the vacant position on liaison committee, Larry Catley, vacant position on audit committee, and Dick Hogan for the position for convention place. Is there anybody else before we call for that vote? Anybody got something you don't like? Okay, call for the vote. We'll still go by negatives. If anyone has any objections to any of these positions, please say. So let it be written, so let it be done. Next, we go to our appointed positions. I'm very happy to announce that Bella Davis has volunteered to take over the position of adjutant. Bill's going to be a hard position to follow, but you've already got him in looks by a whole bunch. So we're already going forward. Historian, accept that position, Bella?
She's muted.
Yep. Yep, she gives a thumbs up. Our historian position is still vacant. Does anyone want to volunteer or know of someone who might like to do that position? Okay. Now, Curtis and Ron, I believe that I've got this correct, have indicated they wanted to switch positions. So chaplain would become Curtis Thornhill. Curtis, is that correct? Is that your foot or a thumb?
That's my big toe. Yes, that's
Okay.
correct.
And Ron would become the sergeant of arms. Is that correct, Ron? I see his lips moving, so he's probably saying yes.
Oh, I gotta press the space bar, but yeah. I'll take it.
Leonard had indicated that he would continue to be our judge advocate. Is that correct, Leonard?
That'll work.
And then a finance committee appointed member. Leonard also said that he would continue that one. Does that work?
That'll work.
Okay. Is there anyone that would like to volunteer for some of those positions? Because often there'll be somebody who'd say, yeah, if somebody wants it, I'll give it to them. Anybody else and any changes to these appointed positions? Once again, so let it be written, so let it be done. With the discussions we've had today about the leadership school, and I was on the leadership committee at department level for 9 years. In my day, it was focused stuff. National has decreed that it should be on district level stuff. So now it seems a different complexity, but the camaraderie is really nice. The district commanders kind of started bonding there, and we've had a bond through this year that's been pretty wonderful. We have 6 slots. Normally, the district commander is expected to attend to these, and normally the first day of that is sort of an orientation for the district commanders. State had announced that the district commander's orientation that would have normally been in May was canceled for this year. So I still will intend to go because we sometimes do some interesting things there on a district level assembly of those in attendance. At this time, we have 1 student, that's Jeff Davis. Jeff, you still wanting to go do that? Yep, he's nodding yes. We're now looking for any other nominees. This is one of the reports they look to get from us when we leave here. So does anybody else have folks that would want to go? Crickets.
Roger, do you folks, is it important to get different people from different legions?
Not necessarily. I would think if you and Jeff both wanted to go, that you would both find it worthwhile.
Absolutely, I'd like to go.
Okay.
Roger,
Yes.
I want to add on to that. The six positions that we need to report. For the first 6 people that we send in, department will pay for their room. Anybody can go. But if you want to share a room with someone, department will pay the cost of lodging.
Do we have to share a room?
Absolutely not, from what I understand.
Well, I believe if department does, you have to share a room. So it may not be, it could be, somebody else.
Roger, this is Commander.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Roger, on that, the first 3 rooms are paid by department. If you have 10 people that want to go, the next 2 rooms, if you want to share, you let department know and John will match you up with somebody. But that cost will be shared by the participants, not by department.
Right, but it's for 6 rooms, correct? So it'd be, or 3 rooms, so it'd be 6 people, correct?
Correct. 3 rooms, 6 people. And then if more people want to go, they are just, if they want to pair up with somebody, let department know. And as John gets more names in, he will pair people up. If you prefer to be in your own room, then that is your total expense.
Very good, sir. Thank you.
Just to keep it official, I want to share a room with Commander Davis.
Okay. Does he make you call him Commander all the time?
Lord Commander.
Yeah. Do you make her call you Commander?
Lord Commander.
Lord Commander.
Okay. Does anybody else have some nominees for these slots?
Hey, Roger, this is Dick. When is this again?
It's September. I think I've got the dates down here. 11 through 13, is that correct?
That's
Yes,
correct.
September 11th through the 13th.
That's correct. Yep. We would encourage as many people want to come as to come. The more the better. Because there is a lot of information. We've changed some things up a little bit this year, but there will be some tremendous information, and just being there, visiting with other people from other posts gives you a lot of insight and knowledge on what perhaps you could be doing, and they learn from you as well.
Okay, I've got a hand up for Mike Novak.
This is Nick Brees, I'll go.
Hang on, Mike, you got the floor, and you're muted.
Took me 5 clicks to unmute myself. This is for the department leadership meeting. Is that what I was?
Yes, department leadership.
My spouse was asking me a question and I didn't fully hear what was going on. Yep. Is this sort of akin on a department level to National Legion College?
Having been to National Legion College, this doesn't hold a candle to it. It's not as centered on a group making decisions and working out problems like small group training in the Army will. This is classroom kind of stuff. They bring in some people from National. I had asked Jim Demarest, who's the chair of that committee, for what they were going to teach this year. And I've asked him a couple of times. I haven't heard back from him. I was hoping to have that to show it this time, but it won't be a waste of time. Best I got.
Roger, I can fill you in on a few things that are going to be taught this year.
Okay.
One of them is we have a member of the national staff coming in. If he's not able to attend in person, we're going to have a couple of them in virtually. But they will be coming out of the Washington office, and they will be doing a briefing on some of the activities that occur in the Washington office, the Veterans Affairs and Rehabilitation, and national security and foreign relations. So they'll be covering a lot of those issues and what we do as an organization at that level. We are also have a, if you remember from the district commander orientation, I did a breakdown for you guys of the department organization as well as how department convention is structured. And we will be covering that with the group this year. We have a motivational speaker that Dave has arranged for that's going to come in and talk about team building. And then we have a few group activities planned. And we'll also be going over goal setting and some of those things. And what am I forgetting, Commander? I'm just going off the top of my head. I can send you an agenda because we do have an agenda for it. So
that'd be
I
great.
think that's pretty well everything, John, that I can recall right off the top of my head. It's just the goal settings for your district, hopefully. Them have proved out pretty good for this year, and so they'll continue.
Okay. Mike Salter, I see you've got your hand up.
Yes, clarification, this is departmental or national training, and is it for somebody who's already in a district position, or is it for post commanders or anyone?
Well, it could be for any Legionnaire, but this is pretty much a district and higher. Hence you need to understand how national is organized. That's why it's done like that. There is talk of starting up something that's set for post commanders and post adjutants, but I don't think we're quite on the road with that one yet. But this one's, because of national's sort of mandate, they thought that district commanders was where they needed to focus more efforts, and the states have all been encouraged to put together a college that's so focused. Does that answer your question, Mike?
Yeah, so answer this question. If someone was considering district or department positions, this would be a good thing to, correct?
Correct. But also for someone who's kind of new and just wants to learn some more, this is a place that they'll be around other Legion people and the discussions, the camaraderie portion of it is really got a high value to it.
Place to teach old dogs new tricks, right?
It is. However, I was the chair of the committee. We had one guy who's on here with us, but I won't say Bob Barrage, who had said that he was at his 8th one in a row. Well, yeah, that's not what we were trying to do. It may have taken us 8 times to teach Bob a new trick. He's not even laughing. I'm not sure he can hear me. But yeah, it's a good thing for junior officers. I will tell you that if I had gone to the state school, I probably would not be where I am today. I'd be just doing the stuff in my post and being happy with that.
Cool. Sign me
Okay.
up for it.
What's that?
Sign me up for it.
Okay. Okay, is there anybody else that we've got that would like to go?
Roger, this is Dick Breeze.
Yes.
I'll go.
Okay.
I did hear you, Roger.
Okay. John.
You just reminded me of something else that we will be teaching this year, or at least putting forth is National has some new training materials. One of them is district training in a box, and they have some post training. And so Brian Ring is going to be doing a presentation on where to find those training tools that you could take into your district and into your post and conduct your own leadership schools and training more locally to really spread the message of what we're trying to do. And I also, for those that intend to attend the leadership school, Roger will send in a list of the names. Roger or Bill will send in the list of the names authorized by the district, but you will still need to complete an individual registration form. Typically, we distribute those, but you'll have to go online to pull it off this time. So it is up on our website already.
John, they are online on the department website, and I will send a copy to everybody today who has indicated they'd like to go.
You said you will send a copy?
I will.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Polly, you have your hand up.
This is Polly Graham. I have my hand up. I would like to go.
Okay.
Michael Novak would like to go too. We'll see if there's anything that prevents me within the next few weeks.
Okay. Well, I hope that goes better for you, Mike.
Thank you.
Now that puts us at 7. So as we go along from that, we may have to figure out what funds we can maybe help with that, or we'll play it by ear. Okay, but the 7th one there was you, Mike. So more than likely we'd push you back.
Roger?
Yes.
I will pay for my own room, so that'll free up the other 6 to have the room paid for.
I'm trying to see who is talking.
Mike Salter, I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay, good. All right. So I think we've made it through. We're now down to my comments. I'm sorry, no, it's not that yet. Did I skip the correspondence, Bill?
Yes, you can skip to correspondence, but I am reporting that we have received no correspondence since the fall conference.
Okay. So this is the part, folks, where I get to talk about some things that I don't normally talk about. Let me get my stuff set up. And I'm not sure it's going to give it to me the way I want, because I'm not sure if I can switch enough screens. Yep. Oh, there we go. Okay. Constitution and bylaws changes are necessary in light of the COVID-19 virus and operating more virtual. Department will lead the way and we will mimic their changes. Legion basic training. Now we've just been talking about training. Online, free class. If you want to get the pin from it, you got to send them $2, $5, maybe something like that. But it's free training. You can start it one day, come back every other day for 2 months until you finish it up. If you sit down and just go through it, it depends upon what your knowledge base is when you started. I used to teach the old American Legion Extension Institute course, so I was pretty well geared up for it. I think I did it in about an hour. Somebody needs to mute because I'm getting that feedback. So basic training, it's a great tool. Encourage your new members to do that. Encourage your old members to do that. We got an election coming up. Politics and don't mix. If you rent your hall, try to take everything that shows Legion and make it where it's obscured. Not saying don't let them use your hall and make some money off of it. Just saying we cannot be seen as supporting a candidate. Your folks should not wear their Legion cap to any political gathering. So just remember that. That's how we have had so much success in the Legion. We don't play politics. We are political, but we're nonpartisan. We've had one district training sessions. As John Durner had talked about that training in a box, the class that I taught was based upon one of those 2 sessions. My goal is to still do 2 more district training sessions. I will probably do them here on Zoom, and we'll open it up to anybody in the department that wants to go. I will normally tell the district commanders and they can come or whatever. At the physical one, Randy Johnson, who's on with us here, had come and took it with us. So it's sharing information. So there's 2 more coming up. As we began it last fall, I saw them all as physical classes. So I took each of the 3 2-county areas, had them come up with some topics, and I'm going to still try to build the training around that. I may come out to people now and say, hey, you seem to be the smartest person we have on My Legion. We want a 1-hour class on My Legion. Would you be willing to do it? And have them virtually teach it. So it takes away a lot of the restrictions of movement and time. There are some handicaps teaching to this, but I think it could work very well. If you have not signed up for the department's electronic newsletter, I recommend that you do. It's just another way to keep aware of the changes. And John Durner had made a very good point at our last DEC meeting, or the one before that, when somebody had gotten a message that made them think that the department convention had been canceled, and they called the motel to cancel their room since the convention was canceled and had not been canceled yet. And there was a great deal of confusion. Currently, you should expect the department website to be your choice in what's on. I see somebody sent me a note here. I'm trying to get to it. And I can't while I'm sharing screen. Sorry. I'll get to your message to me in a moment. Every post should have some sort of Memorial Day observance. Even if the individuals that stay distanced, try that again. Individuals could go into a graveyard and put flags on without clustering together. I don't think we'd be able to do it with the Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, anything like we may have done in the past. But there's a lot of us that are not working out doing other things, and so we could still put the flags on the graves. If a firing squad and taps was played, and that's it. It may not be a public assembly, but we could more than likely get some news from it, which also would help our status in our communities. So I think every post should do something, even if you just step outside the door of your post and fire a volley and play taps. I think that's something we all should do. Here we go. Now this one is my interpretation of guidance given. I think that in my position as district commander, I have the authority to make this the way we do it. As we progress in these uneasy times, the question of when the new officers take charge comes up. Best guidance is to do as it normally would be. the last day of department convention, which is July 12th. The installation can be done virtually or telephonically if meetings are still not advised. So guys, it's business as usual on when you take charge. I know some posts, as soon as they have elections, switch over, but officially it's on the last day of the department convention. Now I'm going to leave this open now. If anybody's got questions, just unmute and chime in. Okay. Second District now has a Facebook page. We'll see how well it can help us add to our communications. I'm really frustrated with the way emails don't work well for us. I'll get to that some more in just a little bit, but we've got to do a little bit better with email. I promise you, if you send me an email, I'm going to get back to you. We have a member who sent to me and said, hey, I've paid 4 times for my dues. I can show you. And yet I keep getting messages that I'm not paid. Well, I sent to that commander and adjutant saying, hey, you need to look into this. And a week later, I sent back to that same guy saying, did they get back to you? And they haven't. That's just not acceptable, guys. That's why people won't stay with us if we're not taking care of them. So email has got to work. If your commander and your adjutant and your membership chair don't do email, find me someone who does. Get me a name of somebody who lives by their phone or electronics, and I'll use it sparingly. I won't abuse it, but I got to have a way to get stuff. Each post needs to let district know when there's a change of officers. Recently, I've been sending emails to a commander that hasn't been commander for this year. That would have been since last July, guys. Somehow we've got to get the word. I said earlier, I want every post to submit a CPR. The date to have it submitted is 15 June, a month from yesterday. If you submit on paper, it needs to be at department on that date. And as I'd said, and we got a post with 4 members. You know, there's probably nobody there that's up to speed on doing stuff. I'm hoping then that my vice commanders will get in touch with them and help those. I would like to see, I expect to see a CPR from every post in our district. National American Legion College. I was fortunate enough to go. It will still run 1 to 6 November as things are scheduled now. It's 1 slot, but there are some departments that have never sent anyone to it. So Iowa frequently gets 2 slots. If you would like to go, the application is online. You must have completed basic training, and the basic training is to take you about 5 hours to get done. There are several other steps to that. You got to do some forms out. It's not an easy thing. They'll send you some quiz things at first, but National American Legion College, 1 per state, is a great thing.
Commander?
Yes.
Who has been to American Legion College also, I would highly encourage anyone from the Department of Iowa that wants to go, because you will learn things about how the national organization operates that will just open your eyes, and it's just like, holy cow, that's what happens. Plus, touring national headquarters is a wonderful place.
Very good. Okay, sweepstakes tickets. Well, I got mine yesterday. Hopefully you all have gotten yours by now. I got to say that I think that our department is probably doing okay, and John can jump in or not. But since we're no longer traveling through Zoom, there should be some more monies there. But what we normally bring in through the sweepstakes, we probably still need that money. So please encourage your folks to participate in the sweepstakes. John, you want to add anything to that, or just let that fly?
The only thing I would like to add is, you know, yes, we are saving some expenses in some areas, but this is one of those years where I truly expected us to hit our membership goal. And with everything that's going on right now, I don't think we're going to. I think we still have a chance. that's why the sweepstakes is still important, because we are going to see a little bit of declining revenue from those memberships that we didn't get renewed, and those new members that we haven't been able to recruit during this time period.
Thanks, John. Okay, there's two things I want to give you a report on, one of which most of you have been with me at a meeting and seen where I was having trouble standing up and couldn't stand for very long, and then I couldn't walk very well. I've gotten my first treatment. I'm feeling much better. I'm probably operating at a good 75 to 80% now instead of 40. So things are going to be easier, going to be a good year for me. Now let's talk membership and let's talk about good years. So the following posts have gotten 100% or above. I congratulate them all. I put down their size because many of us with have larger posts are kind of saying, well, yeah, if you got 4, as long as none of them are dead, you know, you can cover that. But I salute everyone that can make that. The Roadrunner plaque is awarded to a post that reaches 105% membership from the previous year. The post must have a minimum of 15 paid members. Our recipients are, small drum roll, Epworth and Eldridge. And Davenport. Now, Davenport was left off with the report I got from Marcia. I've already sent an email back to them because they clearly have gotten more than the 105%. It's just an oversight, I'm sure. Post honor ribbons. Honor ribbons are awarded to posts whose membership as of December 31st achieves an advanced membership for the year about to begin equal to or exceeding their membership for the previous year. Our second district is Epworth. So that's the good side of stuff, guys. Now let's talk. On May 15th, we are in 3rd place in the department with 94.75%. We could have made that 95% goal. We only needed about 20 more people. There was an effort on 5 May when I sent 186 new 729s that were paid through 2020 to the 26 posts that those members logically would have gone to. I asked for feedback by 11 May. 13 of the 26 have responded to this date, half. I sent them lists, said, work these guys, let me know. Half, not acceptable. In the 729 member Legion from April 15th to May 14th, there are only 22. Out of 186? Now, Luke, I just got nothing bad to say about it. You guys have been pushing it pretty hard. 15 transfers, and Clinton has 4. Of the other 26 posts, you got none? My fellow district commanders have been doing some pretty neat things, and I kind of late in the game decided I should try what they did. So I went on to my Legion, and I got every 2018 non-renewal and dropped out that list. The list had 139 with email and 149 without. I sent those out to the posts. I also sent individual messages to posts to perhaps find sponsors for some of these members with over 20, 40, or 60 years. I got several, what do you mean, responses. If you have a long-term member, or it doesn't have to be a long-term member, and they can't make their money, you know, they just say, well, things are tight now. I know if we were having post meetings, you pass the hat. Back at Marion, we'd pass the hat and get it for everybody who was on active duty. Just pay their dues. We could do things like that. You could go out to sponsors anyplace else. I believe it was District 6 who on their Facebook page had put sort of we got some people who are having financial problems because of the COVID-19 virus. And well, we need some help sponsoring their memberships. I believe I believe they had posted, said that one lady had volunteered to pay the Legion dues for a World War II member for the rest of his life. and that was in honor of her dad. She wasn't a member of the Legion family, just had been on their page. Sponsors is just anybody you think might help. Churches, you know, any fraternal organizations, just say, hey, would you think of sponsoring a couple? But then it would be really great if you then gave them credit somewhere. I'll add to the paper and say, we want to thank these for helping us make our membership goals. But we really had very poor turnout from that. So I then followed with the 2019 list. There were 230 with email and 206 without. Both times I then had asked the post to go ahead and pursue those who I didn't have an email address for. Yeah, not a lot of turn back from that one either. Didn't see an awfully big bump in results. I think I probably did this a little bit too late to make that effect for the 95% goal, which was on the 13th. So next year, I'm probably going to be talking about membership a little bit more than I did this year. I'd like to prefer greatly to focus upon what we're doing, our scholarships, boys state, baseball, the things that we do in our community. I'd really prefer to stay focused on that, but we can't just do that. So I will probably do something like this and start pushing the posts and asking for feedback, because I think some of the posts hadn't really got around to doing much until I was sending some things saying, hey, I want you to do this. If that's what it takes, then we'll go for that. If you have ideas how to do it better, and I'm not asking you to jump up in this forum to say, yes, this is what you didn't do right, Roger. I am happy to hear those things, and you can tell me later, and I will pay great attention. I often learn through my mistakes more than I do my successes. But our membership, probably the communication is the part that frustrated me the most, because I thought we were all on the same page trying to get to the same destination. Okay. Okay, so I have a message here asking about, please conference date and location when we have a moment. Again, our fall district date will be fixed by the post. Mike's going to have the ball in that. Mike Novak, who's the sponsor, he will determine when the post is available, when the hotels are available. We then have got to work on getting the banquet and other things set up. Once he's got that identification, then a call to conference will be sent out by the adjutant, and we'll work from there. I hope that answered that question okay. Is there anybody right now that's got any burning questions for me on things that I've covered thus far today? All right. I now would like to open it up to my guests and see if they've got anything. And I'm just going to run this. I'm not going to use the nice form that John had given me before, because I don't think I caught everybody. So Commander Kessler, I'm going to give you a first shot at it. Would you like to address my conference?
Yes, I would. Thank you, Commander Roger. Again, I say greetings to everyone, and it's great to see the number of participants you had in this Zoom district conference today. It proves to me that the sector district is an upcoming district. They do care about the American Legion and their fellow comrades and the business that needs to be conducted. It's just great to see everybody. On the leadership school, again, just want to emphasize it's a very important thing, school that the department works hard on to bring forth. And the ideas or the topics that are discussed and taught, or how you want to say it, at this leadership school comes from you, the people, from its members, from a post. If you have a particular question that don't seem to get addressed, or you just simply don't know how to make it work, or whatever the case may be, make it commander or somebody, or call it into John at department, whoever. Let them know that this is an issue that you wish to have addressed because you don't understand how something works, or your post just doesn't want to do anything. Is there some motivation we can do? Perhaps the best motivation is to try to get one of them to come to this leadership school to realize that we're not there to dictate how you do it or anything like that. We're only there to help you with ideas and perhaps a way that you can help your post become more active in sharing in duties and the programs of the American Legion of Iowa. There's so many programs, you know. Some of my favorites are the 5th grade essay, the oratorical, the junior shooting. There's many programs that need to be that help to be aware of what's happening. The consolidated post report forms, I'll tell you what. If you have a post with 5 members and they haven't lost anybody, I bet they've had a meeting. You can address that with saying you've had so many meetings, so many people, you've put in so many hours to the American Legion. There's something everybody has done. Whether it's Memorial Day, a funeral, whatever it is. I'm sure every post has done something to warrant putting on consolidated post report form. The other big thing is coming up, our Memorial Day program, as Roger stressed. Please do something. Post is just doing the firing and the taps, but we are doing something to honor those veterans. We're making it known. I know a couple posts have canceled everything. They're not doing anything. And I have to get a hold of one of them to see, you know, hey, at least step out and do the firing, whether you do it at the courthouse where they always have their avenue of flags, or go to the cemetery, but do something to let these people know that we care. The families, you know, the veteran in the grave isn't going to know the difference, but it's the family members that are going to know that his comrades decided to forget him this year. They decided not to honor him with anything. And that's not good, people. That's going to hurt us in the long run. No. So we've got to do something to make this work. I was scheduled to be in Keokuk on Sunday, and I'm not going to be there. I'm not sure what they're going to do, but I won't be there. But on Monday, I'm going to be at Hartley, Iowa, and I'm going to be speaking to a drive-up group of people. It's going to be transmitted through a church's transmitter that they use for their church services. So it'll be going out to the people in the cars, and it'll be going out to the people at their homes. But that is the way that that post decided they had to do something on Memorial Day to make the public that Memorial Day is still here, it's still important, and that we did not forget their fellow comrades. So that is one way that they're doing it. They're hosting it. They're very fortunate that they have a member of the post that handles that transmittal part business in the church, and the church agreed to let the American Legion use it. So I'll be in a community center inside an entryway, giving the address that day. So that is one way that you can do it. If you recall, the last request I really have is, in the last issue, I put out a call for needed Persian Gulf War on Terror Veterans Response. These are the people that are going to be leading this great organization now, 15 to 20 years down the road. We need to know what their view is. What do they need from the American Legion? What would they like to see the American Legion address? Is there a certain program? Is there something that they see down the road that their group needs? We're doing a lot of electronics today that this old dog right here thought he'd never be able to do. Yes, I have to have the help of my son to do it, but I'm gradually learning how to do things. So we need those ideas. 15th, I haven't heard anything. But if you know some young veterans that are possibly into this area of doing something, please ask them to respond back with what they see down the road the American Legion might need. And that could come from somebody who's not a member. They're not a member because they don't see what we do today benefits them. So we need to know their ideas, that we can bring them into the fold, that we can come up to leadership school in the next year or two and start addressing what these people see that the American Legion Department of Iowa needs to do down the road if we're going to continue. And we have another 100 years to go, people. We need their leadership, and we need it bad. I ask you, if you have an idea, send it in. But if you know a Legion, a veteran that's not a Legion member, and he's in that era up through today, and they have an idea what they'd like to see, but we don't have it, so they don't care to join, find out what it is so that we can address that and bring them into our membership, into our fold. I want to commend Roger on a great year. It's been a pleasure working with Roger. Look forward to another year working with him. We still have, what, 50 days to go to make 100%. You guys are right up there where you can 5. So keep plugging away. Make some phone calls. Send out an email. Or if you see them on the street, now things are getting a hair more laxed. Maybe we can do something a little bit different. But let's go out and work to get those people in. I just truly appreciate it. My goal was 100%. I don't know if we're going to make it, but we're going to be close. So with that, I just say thank you for all of your dedication, what you've done in the 2nd District for the Department of Iowa. Look forward to seeing you again at another time, whether it be via this or in person. I look forward to that. I really look forward to that and encourage that to come about. And congratulations to the new officers, and thank you and congratulations to those of you who put your name down to come into the leadership school. Don't just stop at 7. If you can get 10 and they'll share, or however it may be, bring them in, because we need that to make that program successful. As limited to the 7 that are on this screen. Perhaps you can bring in somebody else that isn't on this screen. With that, I say thank you, and onward and upward we go. Thank you, Commander Roger.
Thank you, Commander. So I'm going to go through the folks on the screen. It's just going to be the simplest way for me here. John, you've got your hand up.
Sorry, I didn't realize my hand was still up. The only thing I would add is I emailed to you, Roger, and to Bill the revised forms for leadership school along with the agenda, so you should have that in your inbox to distribute. It's not up on the website yet because, again, we're still waiting for DEC confirmation of this, and once we have that from the DEC, we'll post those online as well. Really don't have anything else to add unless someone has questions of me. I think everything's been touched on that I would have hit on: consolidated post reports, those kind of things. The one thing I would like to echo is the commander's message about Memorial Day. If you are looking for ideas of something to do for Memorial Day, or if you have things that you are already planning to do, post those to our Facebook page. We have a thread going on there right now. Post to put their ideas of what they're going to be doing for Memorial Day. So if your post is looking for ideas, or you have a good idea that you'd like to share, do that through the Facebook page so we can get more people participating. All I have.
Thank you, John. Okay, Stan, I'm gonna let you go next. You're kind of got an alibi. You got anything for us?
Not really. Just want to thank you for having a good meeting, and I wanted to see how the Zoom was going to go. And you had a lot of information and a lot of good comments, and appreciate being on, and keep up the good work. Thanks, Roger.
Thank you. Dick Hogan, you're kind of our next is our vice commander, so you got 30 seconds.
Hey, thanks. Just one thing, we could use one more member for the Communications and Media Committee, Media Communications, if anybody's interested.
Okay, thank you. All right, so Doc, you're the next. Words of wisdom to share with us?
Oh, thanks, Commander. First, thanks for the invite. I really enjoyed this. I've learned a lot with regard to how this works. You know, we do a lot of Zoom meetings, but I'd like to talk for just a minute regarding your district. You guys have a great district and you've got a great commander. I will honestly say that the group of district commanders, the 9 of them this year for our department, are the closest group of district commanders you'll ever see. I don't think it's been matched by anyone. Roger will tell you that we will talk almost daily on issues. We share ideas. We've done well. You know, you look at the membership report. I'm sure Roger shared that for the districts. You know, we use that as a friendly competition with each other, but really the bottom of the day, what really matters is what the department does. And I'll give you an idea. You know, we've tried this in our district for membership. We're just over 97% right now for the 6th district. Regardless whether we end up in first or last, doesn't matter to us. What matters to us is what we do as a group in a department. And so we help each other and we will share ideas all day long. The one thing Roger brought up that I really want to highlight, and I hope everybody takes this to heart, is communication. This is not something that is unique to the 2nd district. The 6th district, I am probably like the email bandito. I'm sure that a lot of my posts out there just have mine go straight to trash because I do it so often. But I have to keep people informed. The thing is, we get almost zero feedback. Okay, I have a couple posts that are very good about telling me what they like or didn't like about what I said, but unique to the 2nd. The 6th district, which I think is a very active district, just is not responsive. All the things Roger talked about with 729s, with renewals, those things are common with every district. It's not just the 2nd, but it's communication. And I hope you post commanders that are here take that and share that back with other posts and everyone else. So, you know, when we need help, you guys are the grassroots. You're the ones that make this thing happen for us, for the department and for national. So I know it might seem like it's meant all the time, but boy, I'll tell you something. You guys, if what we do hinges and is totally predicated on whether you guys can do your job. And I really hope you guys can get the communication thing going. We're trying the same thing. The last thing I want to bring up is we work on all levels of renewals, 729s, non-renewals from 19, 18. We all do this. The one group, and the Commander Kessler touched on this, that you have to look at are the non-renewals from the last 2 years that are members for 1 or 2 years. You can't let those guys slip out the back door, okay? That is the future of our organization. Those are the guys that have the capacity to do the job, and they have to feel like they're wanted. Look at your posts, look at the members in your posts. If their non-renewals are people that are out or have been members 1 or 2 years, those are just as important in my book as a member that's been a member for 20. Those are the ones you need to go after. Be vigilant. Please do it. And that's all I got, Roger. Thank you for the invite. And I used up my 30 seconds. Sorry. Bye.
Tom Ryan, District 8. Got anything you want to share with us?
Like about being number 8 is just everybody's already spoke with that's got to be said. In this area, I've talked to a lot of commanders about Memorial Day because I get questions, phone calls. That's all we're going to do is pretty much, you know, the firing squad and taps to keep everybody at bay. I guess those who can, those who can't, well, that's understandable. Also, they got the Avenue flags going on and graveside flags. They'll do that in participation. Here in Wesley, we got our Wesley, Idaho. We have our annual chicken barbecue, and we're going to do curbside service this year. We're still going to be in the back cooking and just do it curbside instead of picnic style that we usually enjoy. Membership, we're on top of it. We're ever so slowly going up the ladder. I think we finally hit 94% plus, and still plugging away at that. And I thank you very much, Commander, for letting me listen in on your conference today.
You're welcome.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Randy Johnson, District 5.
Yeah, just a little bit. Thanks, Roger, for the invite. And this is a great way to do business. You guys did a really good job. If we keep doing this, it'll just get better. I think Doc, Tom, and Roger pretty much hit everything. One thing that I would like to add just a little bit on the communication part between the district commanders is we do talk all the time. We share ideas, and normal. One thing that they didn't mention is we share frustrations too. And we can do that over phone or a text or email as long as we don't air our dirty laundry in front of everybody. It's okay to do that. I agree with everything the other 3 district commanders said, and it's because we communicate. If we disagree on something, we can do it in private and tell Doc he's full of crap or whatever, and just not follow up on it, and that's okay. That's the kind of communication that we've got. Works well. I think one thing that I discovered in District 5, these non-renewals, it was extremely disappointing to me to find out that we have currently, as of today, we've got 188 non-renewals. I think we need 178 to make 100%. But what I found out about those non-renewals was that out of the 188, 17 of them were World War II veterans. Out of the 17, there was 8 that had over 50 years in. And just off the top of my head, I think there was 4 that had 70 or more years in. That to me is just unbelievable how these posts can let this go this long without taking care of it. Those individual posts know my frustration now. And as of today, I think out of the 17, I think 9 has been taken care of. But another group that I found interesting in the non-renewals was out of the 188 that I've got, 80 of those were members with 1 to 2 years in. Guess where all these people are going, folks? They're going out the door. And that's not acceptable for a post to let those 2 groups of members go. Hopefully I've got that rectified. I don't know. I'm just like the rest of the district commanders. We don't get much feedback from the posts after we send an email. That's just the way it is. I guess that's something that we can improve on. My membership goal at Leadership School last year was simply to maintain what we had in 2019. Now we're in jeopardy of not even making that. It's very frustrating. I do think it's getting better. This time of year, we normally are 175 to 200 short of our goal. Right now, we're 40 short. So that doesn't tell me that it stopped the slide, but it certainly has slowed a little bit. And like Commander Jim said, we've got 50 days left to make this happen. And I intend to use probably 51 of those 50 days. We're working hard on this. All the district commanders are, and I know I've got individual post commanders that are working really hard too. We didn't make our 95%, and we've got time to make 100%. I believe all the districts do, but it's going to take everybody. I think there's, I don't know, just at glance, I thought I saw like 50 people on here listening and watching this today. You take those 50 people and consolidate them, we can do a lot of damage if we get on the phone and do it. Just these 50 that are listening to this right now. I know I sponsored a member from another post down in Southern Iowa today. I went online and renewed his membership. He was a World War II vet with 55 years in, and I got him. And I notified the post commander and post adjutant that I did it. The only thing is, if we're doing stuff like that, we've got to do the membership in a way that we can sustain it next year. There's probably somebody sitting here right now that say, oh, I can just go in and renew 10 people. You gonna do it again next year? Or are we gonna make the post do it like they're supposed to do it? That's all I got. Thanks, Roger.
Thanks, Randy. Okay, we've got a couple hands up, but I'm going to go ahead and finish up my making the rounds. I'd like to go to my vice commanders. We'll start with Lennon Jones.
Okay, thanks, Roger. Very, very good comments from everyone here. We at Springville are going to shift our Memorial Day services from the cemetery to down in front of our post home, and that way it will allow more people to arrive if they choose to and stay in their cars there. We have a portable system that we can turn the volume up extensively on, and we'll have just a few, and then do the round of volley and follow up with taps. So we will get our Memorial Day obligations fulfilled as best as we can in these kind of times. So thank you very much.
Okay. Rob, I'll let you go next. He's working on unmuting. Try it now. You got it.
There we go. Want to say thank you for all the good things that have happened in the last couple of years. Roger, you're doing a great job. This is a tough one on this kind of thing, but I had a lot of support in the 2nd District. It was a pleasure to serve you. I know that Richard Brees is going to do a great job. So great to see you all, and thank you for being here.
Don, your turn.
Well, I don't really have any much to say that hasn't already been said. The one thing I was kind of happy to see is the new people we've got assuming some positions, some committees, and then the fact that we have, as the number of people we do, interested in leadership school, the Department 1. That's always a good thing. So, and this seemed to work, so I guess we'll just keep at it.
Very good. All right. Let's see. Now I've got 2 hands up. I'm going to go with Mike Novak first.
Thank you, Roger. I wanted to say that thank you for this meeting. I think it went wonderfully. I got a lot of good information on it that I will pass on to my membership, especially notes are solidified and sent out to us. Second of all, as many of you know, there's going to be a National Guard contingent deploying from Iowa National Guard end of this month. I have been in contact with the local contingent that's was going to deploy out of Davenport, and what started out as we were going to hold a dinner for them a few days before they packed up and went off to Waterloo for their main deployment off to Fort Hood, Texas, got changed to, well, we'll be able to see them the day that they ship out and shake their hand, has been curtailed down to, well, we are going to have a dinner at the Armory in Davenport, and if you and your local veterans organizations want to donate anything to us in terms of meat, we will be more than happy to take it, but we can't let you in or let you cook it or let you come in and say anything. So that was real disappointing, but I had a press release sent out yesterday to local news outlets in Davenport and surrounding area, saying that we were going to donate some pork steaks to them so that these troopers would have a one last real good Iowa pork chop to remember before they head out for a year. And I was contacted by a reporter for the Quad City Times / Dispatch Argus Rock Island, asking if we were going to open our post home because of the relaxed restrictions, and was able to give that gentleman response. And about 4 hours later, I had a alert that a wonderful photograph of me sort of going like this from our centennial celebration last year on Facebook, that the Times and Argus had put out there, saying that we weren't going to open yet, but we were going to do something for the local National Guardsmen that we're deploying. So if any of you other folks are going to be doing anything like that, please make sure and get it to your local news outlets to try and get a little bit of information out if your news outlet will accept it. And that's all I've got to say. If you want to look it up on Facebook, go to my page, Michael Novak, and scroll down a little bit. You'll see a few people that tagged me in it, so you'll be able to read it for yourself. And I will admit that I'm misidentified in that photograph as VFW Post 26 Commander, which everybody knows is untrue around here. Thank you.
Okay. So, Bill, you got any share to the group?
No, I don't. Roger, I don't have any words of wisdom. I do want to say that I have enjoyed being the district adjutant for the past 4 years. Lots of good people out there, and I thank you all for your support. Thank you, Bella, for stepping up to replace me, and we'll do a good job at transitioning you into the job. Thank you all.
Okay, Leonard's just put his hand up.
Yeah, I just want to thank Bill for everything he's done the last 3 or 4 years that he's been adjutant. He's done a really good job, and everything is always, up to snuff and where it belongs to be. He can be a pain in the butt, but he's a good pain in the butt. So I think we owe him a round of applause. Thank you, Bill.
Okay. I've got one post that's asked to make an announcement. So, Jeff, you're at it. Well,
we have a raffle coming up. Usually our drawing is on Memorial Day, but it's been pushed to the 4th of July. It's we're raffling off a 1911 E Series Smith & Wesson, or a 5 cubic foot freezer full of prime cut meats. So those are the two prizes that we've got going on. So if anybody's looking for, if there's going to be a meat shortage, we've got the answer.
Thank you, Jeff. If there's anybody that would like to discuss anything, I'm going to just hang around here. I'm not going to end this. You can just depart on your own, and I'll discuss anything that you'd like. You could tell me I was full of crap, or I did something right or wrong or sideways. But I'll just stay on this meeting after we've concluded.
Roger?
Yes.
Dick Hogan. If I could say one thing, I don't know how many posts are still doing funerals. I assume most aren't. But I would like to suggest, if and when we can do them again, that you have some sort of ceremony at the post and acknowledge all the people that we could not do the services for, and maybe invite families, maybe have a few light refreshments, whatever. And if you can't do that, acknowledge in some way the veterans passing, whether it be by letter or some other form. But I think we should be acknowledging these people that because of the COVID thing that we couldn't give them the proper military service. That's all.
I believe there are a lot of different families that are going to do military burial rites well after the internment, once it gets to where people can congregate. So I think there's some of that stuff going on, Dick. Is there anything else to come before this meeting? Oh, Mike, you got your hand up? He's trying. Mike, you're muted and I can't unmute you.
Sorry about that.
There you go.
Commander, I just wanted to say, this is going on my 4th year as commander at Post 711, and I've attended the conferences before. This media and this conference has given me more insight and more motivation to get more involved with the American. I commend you with holding this virtual meeting. I think it's a way to go, and I hope it affected the other 38 people who are still on here. You got some positive responses, some of them from my post, and I just see nothing but a bright future if we continue. And I take the sternness about reaching out to the members and especially the members who have got 40, 50, 60, even 70 years, and they're not renewing. That's on us as Post to take care of that. And the other side of that was the 1, 2, 3, and 4 year members being allowed to not renew. So with that being said, thank you, Commander, for your diligence in putting this together. I look forward to more communication like this. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Okay. So if we now we'll do a formal closing to our meeting. If you will rise and uncover. We'll now share a moment of silence for our departed members, local service members, and all service members lost in the service of our country. Chaplain Tyne will now offer a prayer. Is Chaplain Tyne still with us? Dearest Father, protector of all, we thank you for allowing us to come together through this service to exchange ideas. And we ask that you reach in and guide us and protect us and those we love and help this pandemic get past us. Amen.
And
Recover. Until we meet again, let us remember our obligation to our country can be fulfilled only by the faithful performance of all duties of citizenship. Let service to the community, state, and nation be ever a main objective of the American Legion and its members. Let us be ever watchful of the honor of our country, our organization, and ourselves, that nothing shall swerve us from the path of justice, freedom, and democracy. With the colors on our screen, hand salute. 2. I now declare the 2020 Spring Conference of the 2nd District adjourned. Yay!
Yippee!
Commander.
Well
So
done,
you-
Roger.
What?
Well done,
Thank you. Whoever said that.
Michael. Novak.
Thanks, Mike.
Wayne Kraft, Bluegrass Legion. Good job, Roger. Thank you much.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Hey, Roger. Roger,
See you,
Ron
buddy.
Dirks.
Yes, Ron.
Hey, appreciate you getting me in on this. We're going to have another one of these for the executive board
Yeah.
on Monday. So I think it's going to work real well.
And congratulations on how long you kept that glass there.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta remember, there's a camera.
Yeah. All righty.
Yep.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
See you, Roger.
See ya.
Roger, this is Rob. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hey, Janet.
See you, Roger. Thanks.
Yep. See ya.
Yeah, Nick Lucy here.
Hi,
Good
Nick.
job, Roger. Good job, Roger.
Thanks.
Yeah. We did our ROTC Medals Awards over at the University of Duke yesterday.
How'd it go?
Went real well. We always give away 2 medals, 1 gold and 1 silver for military excellence, another one of each for scholastic excellence. And we did it at the post club rooms at the little award ceremony there. So we're staying in touch with our community and our OTC program.
Nice. Now, they had virtual graduations at the University of Iowa, but I was tied up on a couple things and didn't get to watch. I had one of my good friends that got a doctorate in practical nursing or something. I'm not sure what that allows, but big stuff. She's been working her butt off for it.
Yeah, one of our grandsons was graduated from the University of Northern Iowa a week ago, so that was canceled too. But yeah, family still does what we can, and we're only a click away with such technological advantages like our cell phones and our iPads and our computers and Zoom.
Yeah.
No need to feel like we're shut in or not part of a team yet.
I have a group of guys I do coffee with on Tuesday mornings. We're doing it by FaceTime because it's just real simple to get into.
Yeah, we do a FaceTime with our kids all the time. Well, take care. I think I'm going to sign off for now. I felt like I might have been legislative concerns, but I'll probably just write something up for the Iowa Legionnaire.
Okay. Thanks, Nick.
Take care. Bye-bye.
I'm gonna leave.
Roger,
Yes, Dick.
we're gonna have to set a finance committee meeting.
Yes.
Can we do it by this method, and would you engineer it?
Yes.
Okay. We just need to find a date that's within the next couple of weeks.
Yes.
That's good with everybody. So I'll email everybody and see what dates, maybe suggest a couple of dates and go from there.
We'll also have to have an executive board one to approve the DOS.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, Roger.
Yes.
First of all, thank you. I've reached out to Dick Hogan about the communications media position to see what all that entails. Also, I want to make sure that I mention that I am making face masks, and if anyone knows of anyone who needs one, I'm providing them to some veterans for free. People can donate towards the production. I do have a website, so if anybody asks, just let me know.
Okay.
We're making them for the hospitals and legions and stuff, so.
Cool.
Roger, Nick again.
Yes.
Yeah, we just heard media and communications mentioned a moment ago. We brought our website up today to department headquarters with the changes going on with media and communications in the Iowa American Legion Press Association. So I'd encourage anybody who wants to assist Bruce Adams, our new president, to go on the website or visit with John Durner or Ryan at headquarters. But we're trying to do a better job of communicating amongst the American Legion family, the SAL, the auxiliary, and the Legion. So although there's some changes dramatically took place the past 6 months at national levels with media and communications, we're still staying up to date and doing things with the Department of Iowa, American Legion Press Association. We're a little different than other states because out of 52 departments, there are only 14 of them that have department media alliances. So if anyone's interested in communications and media, have them check out that website at department headquarters, iowalegion.org, click on media, and Iowa American Legion Press Association for all the details and contact numbers.
Okay, good.
Now I'm going to sign off. See you.
All right.
Stay safe, everyone.
Yep, I have no words. I've used them all up.
Great meeting, Roger. Thank you. Bill, thank you for all your help.
Bill, thanks for all the work you've done all through the year, and I'll make sure and you done great for me, man.
Thank you, Roger. We'll get Bella up to speed here quick, and she'll keep on pressing without a beat, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Bill, I wanted to thank you as well for the 2 years we worked together. Made the job much easier.
Thank you.
Roger?
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to thank you for the invite as well.
Yeah.
A lot of good stuff here today.
It's open to everybody in the district. There was a time we were talking about, well, I sent invites to 140 email addresses. So if 140 people tried to show up, somebody's not getting in.
Thank you. A lot of good stuff.
Good. Good.
Take care.
Well, guys, we could sit here and continue nodding heads at each other, but I think if we're all done, I'll go ahead and terminate this. Anybody got any alibis?
No, good job.